Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. You are watching Game Brigade, and on this show, we do reviews, previews, and playthroughs of your favorite games. So, if you're new here, consider subscribing. Today, I want to take a look back actually at some of the games that I have backed in previous months. And so, I kind of wanted to make this a series. Hopefully, we have enough content through a 12-month period that it can continue. But basically, I want to do a look back at games that I've backed in previous months. So this month, we're going to be taking a look at the month of April and the games that I backed then. If you want me to go back further, if you want me to do like a roundup of like the current 2020 prior to April, I can do that. But I wanted to start somewhere, and I felt like maybe March or February might be too far back to make it relevant. Felt like April was somewhat relevant enough to start there. So that's where we're going to go ahead and start this list at. So let's get to the first one. Okay, so the first game we'll be taking a look at is Ankh, Gods of Egypt. I backed Ankh pretty quickly into the campaign because I was excited for a game that's part of the Blood Rage Rising Sun trilogy, and I haven't played those games. I've been looking at Rising Sun for a long time. I've been really wanting that game. I really like area control. I like dudes on a map. So I was looking at Rising Sun. I will be honest with you, though, the versions that I can find are only at retail outlets, and they don't have the Kickstarter exclusives. And the problem with Come On Games is that they get you with FOMO. So Ankh got me with FOMO, as they do everyone, and they have all their Kickstarter exclusives. And so I went in on Ankh because I just don't want to, have to buy that stuff later if I buy this game and I like it. I do have reservations about this game. I'm not going to say that I'm 100% all in terms of what my personal opinion is. I think Ankh, and this is really going to be how good is the gameplay once it's in my hands. I read unfortunately they weren't able to have the game played in front of people with the situation that was happening in March. So what they did is they had a text style gameplay video. It was just basically a 3 or 4 part series, maybe a little longer than that, maybe 5 part, of cats playing Ankh. And the gameplay was okay from the reading. A lot of people complained that the gameplay wasn't as exciting as they thought it would be, and that is what makes me worried. I do know, though, that Come On Games, they almost always hold their value or are worth more later. So I'm not too worried about losing money on this game. That's one of the reasons why I backed it. I was like, if the group doesn't like it, if the mechanics don't work for us, I'm not too nervous that I couldn't just resell this and get my investment back. It does suck that you have to wait, a year and a half for your money to be tied up for that period of time. But if it's great, I think you save money in the long run. So that is Ankh, Gods of Egypt, and this was the first game in April that I backed. Okay, so the next game we're going to take a look here that I backed was Cloudspire. Now, Cloudspire was a game that I didn't have a lot of information on, didn't have a lot of back history of. I know that Chip Theory Games, the people who makes Cloudspire, has a very good history of making very quality game, very good quality components. So I was excited to get into this game. I'm excited to try Too Many Bones, made by the same company, which I actually picked up in the Pledge Manager as well. But I don't know the gameplay of Cloudspire. My local stores don't have it. None of my friends have it. So I kind of had to go with online opinions and reviews, and they were mixed. A lot of people said the game was just there, but not enough. And other people said it's one of the best games you can play for either solo or two player. My player group is generally between 2 and 4. So I'm hoping that this is a good add-on. Again, I think that the resale value of these games are going to be so high that it's not going to be a risk for me to lose money on these games. There are other games that I've bought that are more of a risk because they're less of a known quantity and the manufacturer or the producer is not as well renowned. But Chip Theory is pretty well known, so I'm not too nervous about that. Overall, though, this is one of the games I'm most excited for coming out of the month of April. Okay, so Final Girl. This is one that I originally was not going to back. I passed by it pretty quick. Didn't take a second look. And it wasn't until I actually watched Quackalope's gameplay video of this that I said, okay, you know what? I think there might be something here that's interesting for me. So I decided to back it, and I got really invested in the campaign and the community, and I really am now very, very excited for this game. It is a single player game, but I think the way that they have created the plug and play aspects makes it so that it's not going to be a one and done situation. You're going to have a lot of variability and replayability with it. And I really think the theme works really well with the way the game is made. So one, thank you Quackalope for such a stellar playthrough. If you haven't seen them, I recommend checking out Quackalope's channel. He does a great job in terms of reviews and previews and playthroughs. Kind of same stuff we do, but different, but similar. So yeah, thank you for that, Quackalope, for a great playthrough of this game. I definitely am excited for this one, and I appreciate the stunning preview for it. Okay, Guards of Atlantis, I backed kind of at like a last minute thing. Something that I would never really recommend any of my viewers to do. I had been looking at this game and I was reading reviews and people were talking about how amazing this game is. It's one of the best no luck games, all skill. Everyone was raving on the playability of it, but I was surprised at how little backers there were. I mean, you could even look right here. It's only got 2,200 backers. It's relatively low for a game with such high reviews. So I watched this one up until like the final 4 hours before I decided to make a jump on it. One, the price point was a little high. I wasn't so sure about that. But I figured, again, it's a solid back in terms of resellability. I don't think I'm going to be losing money on this game. And if it becomes a hit with my group, I'm going to be more proud to have it in my collection. So Guards of Atlantis 2 is the one that I am a little bit more cautious on. I'm not as leery of it as Ankh, to be honest with you. I think Ankh, out of the month of April, was the biggest for me. But this one was, again, I didn't do a lot of research as much as I'd like to do on this one. I kind of, followed it, saw what people were talking about it, and at the last second, I just said, you know what, let's do it. Let's get in this and help the campaign. So that is Guards of Atlantis 2. So this was the 4 games that I backed in the month of April. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know. Leave a comment down below. What did you back in the month of April? I love to hear your guys' stories. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe and remember to like the video. Every time we get a new comment, a new subscription, or a new like, it helps the video grow in the YouTube algorithm. And that's what we're looking for, to try to keep this channel growing as quick as possible. So if you like this, let me know. Talk to you guys soon.